Today, we're doing another setup in the security realm, and that is with a solar-powered wireless PTZ camera from Ankway. Hey folks, welcome back to GeekSmart, and today we're doing a setup on another security camera. So Ankway actually sent this over to me. They have look like a decent amount of various products, specifically solar-powered cameras or security cameras. This one right here is one of their PTZ models, which allows you to pan, tilt, and zoom with the camera. So I'm looking forward to see how well the zooming feature. I've done a couple videos of similar products. Solar-powered, battery basically kind of built, it looks like built it underneath the solar panel itself to power it through when there isn't any solar light. And that way this is a completely wireless system. Now this still is a Wi-Fi connected camera, so wherever you place it, you're going to want to make sure that you're within a good range, a good solid range of your Wi-Fi connection in your home. You may, if you're looking at further out, you may need to actually put an extender or something on your network. However, that said, let's rip this guy open. Let's take a peek. Let's get it set up. Let's install it. Okay, so see the box. It's still in this plastic, nice and sealed. No longer. All right. Don't forget to claim your free gift. Send an email to service@ankway.com. Look at that. Alright, so, instruction book. Solar panel. Looks like it's got a kind of funky mount. Maybe that's for the battery. We'll see. Just a USB out, micro USB out. So that's the solar panel. We have some mounting hardware stuff. Looks like that actually goes onto the back of the solar panel. We'll look at that here in a second. Okay, I have the camera itself. Actually, it appears as though the battery is actually built right in here to the part of the camera. So that you can tell that's just got some heft to it. And then an actual mounting plate on this one. So that's interesting. Okay, cool. I kind of like that already. That's better than the other ones I've done. Let's see, we have a micro USB cable. It looks like it's an extender cable. So this would probably use in case you're not mounting the solar panel directly above the camera. That way you can mount the solar panel outside of the camera and ensure that you're still getting a good connection because, well, this is extended. So, that'd be my guess at least, I guess. I haven't read anything on this yet, but that's exactly what that looks like. It looks like there's actually a plate so you can snap it together so it can't unbuckle itself. Smart. Okay, camera itself. On the bottom of the camera, this little rubber boot, that'd be where our micro SD card is. Yep, there's the TF, our micro SD card slot, as well as the reset button right there. So that's going to be in there. It doesn't appear to me that it comes with a micro SD card. So that's going to be something that you'll have to provide. And I'll have to grab one of those. Alright, let's get all the goodies out here. It does come with, looks like a sticker that actually gives you the hole pattern of what to actually drill for. That's going to be for that mount. Pop that out real quick. Oh, I pushed it in pretty good, huh? Of course, I'll leave it there for now. But that's going to be for that mounting, that steel mount. So there's that. So this would be for the solar panel that actually goes on here, just twists and locks, and then this is screws on top of the camera. So if you actually are going to mount it to the camera, which is what I'm going to do, I'm going to mount it directly to the camera. If you don't, then obviously you would still want to use this probably to mount it elsewhere. It doesn't look like it gives you any additional mounting stuff so that if you did mount this outside of the camera, what you would screw it to. It just looks like a 1/4-20 thread. That's exactly what that is. That's just a standard like tripod threading. So I'm sure most people could figure it out if they really needed to. Couple thumb screws. We'll have to look at that. This would be a mounting pattern for what? That's a good question. Unless I'm missing something. Let me take a peek. Oh, I see how it is. Ha! Okay, they are a little more ingenious than I thought. Okay, so it took a second for me to really find it, but then it took me a couple seconds to get this back off the camera. Man, once you sit this on there, it's good. But see those two screws right there? You can actually remove that. That is actually your mounting plate, and then you can actually screw that to the wall. Then this actually fastens to the wall, and then the 1/4-20 thread then actually goes directly to the solar panel. So it's kind of an ingenious kind of 2-in-1 mounting system that allows you to, hey, I'm going to put the solar panel directly on the camera, or I can actually put the solar panel anywhere else. And this, rather than mounting solar panel to camera, is actually now solar panel to wall. So it's simple. I'll give them that. And I'm sure that the book, if I actually took my time, actually went through the book, I'm sure there's probably color pictures and everything. Actually, this is, I'll be honest, I've done a lot of security camera systems setups lately, at least in the last year. Specifically the less expensive, not big name systems like these. And this has got to be one of the best instruction booklets that I've actually seen yet. Actual color pictures, step by step. Alright, so if you are, obviously I'm doing this video as a setup and you can kind of use this as your tutorial, but if you're, looking at a fairly inexpensive security camera that's just simple or if nothing else, a monitoring camera, Ankway actually did their homework and actually created a decent instruction book is what it looks like to me. Specifically, I mean a lot better than any of the other, what I would call inexpensive cameras at least. Good job, Ankway. I like that. I like seeing companies actually take time and actually create something for people to actually go by rather than having to watch a video because the instructions are garbage. So that's good to see. But there we are. So we have the solar panel, we have the camera. I'm going to grab a micro SD card and just kind of jam it in there off camera. I have to find one and probably wipe it real quick. And then we'll be good to go. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to go outside and mount this plate. Oh, look at that, I got it out just fine that time. This plate is actually what's actually going to mount to where I've been mounting security cameras lately. We're going to mount this, and then this essentially goes to that, and then solar panel goes to that, and we'll be good. So in my case, I am actually going to mount the solar panel directly to the camera. So this boot, and there is an arrow with an arrow. So if you line up those two, I don't know how well you can see that. Right up there, it's just hard to see. And then it says open or close. So I put it on there and then rotate it to close. And it's, I mean, once you rotate it, man, it doesn't come off very easily. You have to really grip it to get it off. So fairly secure. The actual, let's see here, the ball mount, I guess itself, has a lot of friction to it. And then once you screw this on, and maybe that might be the better way to do it, is actually put this on the camera first, so it's a lot easier to get this, and then line that up, and then put the solar panel on. I don't know, we'll play around with it, because it's just going to take a second to get it to screw onto that properly. Maybe that's what I'll do right now. I'll just put this on here, and actually I could mount everything down below, So there's that. There's the antenna, and then we're gonna put this where. Let's see, where is the lineup pieces? Okay, so that the arrow I have pointing up. Line that up with the arrow here. Once I have that on, then twist to close. Come on. Alright. And now we have that set up. And now we can actually use that thumb screw right there. Once you actually have this angled where you want it to get on the sun properly, then you just tighten down that thumb screw and it kind of sets it so it doesn't move around in the wind or anything. Okay, so we're set there. We have the solar panel here. We could actually, and that actually mounts, or actually plugs in down below here. We actually have a power button, as well as right here, the little boot, pull the boot off probably, yep. There's the micro USB input for the solar panel. I'm going to wait to actually plug the solar panel in. I'm going to take this little twisty tie off for now. But that's just going to go down here and plug in kind of like so, right? And that's going to power that. Route it however you want to route it, but just keep it away from the camera so the camera has freedom of movement. So I'm going to grab a micro SD card, basically wipe it real quick, and then I'm just going to put that, and that just inserts down there. And then next video is we're going to be outside and we're going to mount this baby, so long as it isn't raining too hard. Okay, so if you've watched some of my other security videos, I'm going to basically be mounting this in essentially the same area that I mounted the past security cameras that I did, specifically the solar powered ones, which is going to be right here on the edge of my deck. This is all old decking anyway, that's going to be coming out next year, so I don't care how many holes I put in it. But, in order to do this right, I would recommend a level and a pencil. And if you're going to do it with the template, you can actually literally stick this template, and there's an arrow that says top. You're just going to want to make sure that wherever you stick it, you do have it level. In my case, I guess a little more old-fashioned. I prefer to actually use the actual piece itself. But either way, level it out. And I'm just going to draw all 4 holes. But no, you can do it either way, whatever works best for you. So I have all 4 of my holes. I'm going to get a drill bit. We're going to drill just a quick 1/8" pilot hole for the screw, and we'll go from there. All 4 holes done. I'm going to grab, well, some screws. So in this case, I am actually using the screws that came in the package. I'm not using the drywall anchor portion of it, just the screw portion of it. And make sure that you have this guy with the hooks facing up. And I just get all 4 of the screws started first. And that's that. So it is starting to rain out here a little bit, but we should be done here shortly. Have the camera itself, like I said, everything's good there. It's just going to go in here. And then the 2 white thumb screws actually basically screw into the top one so it can't come back off. So goes in, sets down. Once it's locked down, these should line up with the holes on that, one on each side. Yep, perfect. And now she can't come off. And now I can actually align the solar panel and plug it in. And then it looks like there's the little rubber flap. I can see the actual red light on from the solar panel for charging. There's a little switch underneath this rubber flap. We switch to on. And now
the camera is now ready to begin pairing.
Well, that lets me know real quick right there, doesn't it? Let's get the app out. Okay, first thing I'm going to say is in the actual book itself, there is a QR code that you can scan real quick that gets you right to the App Store to the correct app, which I did use. And now we have my phone here and the U-Box app. I'm going to hit open. See what goes on here. Let's see here. Send me notifications. That's fine. I like to see my I'll use while using the app. Would like access to your photos. Select photos. And I'm going to hit done. And now we're ready for, please input the user's email to register. Let me put in my email quick. Okay, so I have my email in. I'm going to hit the, oh, geez. Let's go back to the app. I have read that. Hit register. Now I have to enter password, confirm password, and then enter in this code to prove I'm a human. Got my password and then the code in. I'm going to hit register. Code verification failed. Oh, I get to try that again. Okay, register. Great. Registration complete. Send an email. Please click on the link in the email to complete verification. Let's do that. All right, email. I clicked on the link. Validate successfully. Let's go back to the app. So back in the app, we're going to hit the login button. Now we're going to actually hit login, which looks like it pulled over my information I already entered. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the remember side. Tap to view family. Tap to view relay device. Okay. Tap to enter device list. cloud video, album, and then service settings. Alright, so we obviously have to add, so we're going to hit add family right here in the middle, I guess. My home, that's fine. I guess we get to put in our address if you would like. I'm going to just leave it as is for now. Add a device. Click there. Select Wi-Fi device. Select Wi-Fi suit. So we're going to set up Wi-Fi device. Power on your camera. Check that the blue indicator light is blinking. Camera is now ready for pairing. Let's hit yes. It should be going. Alright, I went back because it was actually talking to us. I just have my volume down. Set up Wi-Fi device. So it's actually talking. It's just really quiet, even though I have my volume all the way up. It's kind of weird. Okay, I'm going to hit yes.
Enter the camera name and address. Using default name and address can go to the next step.
We'll just use default. Now I'm going to use my password for Wi-Fi. Let me do that quick. Okay, so I have my my information in, and I believe what it is now it's going to create a QR code, and then we go to the camera and we do the QR code on the camera. I may have to, because it's been a little bit, I may have to turn off the camera and turn it back on to get back into setup mode, but that's fine. Let's see. Please make sure your Wi-Fi is connected to a 2.4 gigahertz. So make sure that you are connected to whatever Wi-Fi you're calling here. Make sure it's your 2.4 gigahertz spectrum. I have both of mine in the same name, so it should automatically connect to the 2.4 because that's the only way it can connect. And so now I have my information set up. If you wanted to, back here at the device, if we go back, you could actually call this whatever you wanted to call it. No, I'm not going to pass it. So that's where, if you want to call, if you're going to set up more than one camera, like in this case, this is deck. So, and it's in my home, and then my password, and then I'm going to create the QR code quick. Okay, QR code, and that's fine. And there's the QR code. Let's go out and show it to the camera. And it looks like it says about 4 inches until you hear the confirmation. So I'm going to try it just before I do anything, even though it's not talking to me, I'm ready for setup anymore. It's probably not going to do anything. So if you're in this case where you set it up and you turn it on and you waited, and now it's not doing anything, just power cycle it and it'll go back into setup mode. So turn it off, turn it back on.
The camera is now ready to begin pairing.
So now we're good.
Pairing information received.
Well, that was fast. So I don't know why. It said it was good, but it's not showing up in the app at all. And it didn't seem like it actually got my QR code, so I don't know what's going on with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset it. So power's still on. I'm going to open up where I put the memory card. And there's a reset button right here.
System reset.
Okay. And I'm going to get my QR code out and ready. So I have my QR code ready. It's back into ready to pair. Let's see what happens.
The camera is now ready to begin pairing. Pairing information received.
There we go. So the connecting thing is still going. We'll give it a minute. So it says to fully charge the camera at first use. Yeah, we'll see about that. I'm going to let the solar panel do its thing, to be honest. I'm going to hit OK. I'm sorry if that's not coming through clear. We'll get into a spot, but it actually is. The camera is now showing up in the app. Right, it says online. Let's just make sure the video feed comes through. And so there is the video feed. Slide to adjust brightness on the top, HDSD, mute, on, off, take a snapshot, record a video, record album, SD video card in cloud, and there we are up and running. So well, let's go inside because now we're on Wi-Fi. We can do this from inside. So when you first enter the app, it's going to have a static screen. It's not actually going to be a live video feed, but you basically have to choose the video. So this is what it looks like now whenever I open the app. Then I click on the actual feed itself to bring up the video. In here we can change how the lighting works, but let's see, let's go to the controls. I guess I have to reconnect. Let's go back to controls. There we go. Up And this is basically usually the video feed that I like to keep, so I can see people coming around the back side of my house from my driveway on the side. But if I go over, I can see my garage, and maybe that's the better way to do it, is right about in here, so I can actually see the garage too. But yeah, basically we can cycle all the way around. And control it from here. And now the same within here as well. We can take a snapshot. Let's go up a little bit. A little more. Take a snapshot. Now it's saving to my album. I gave it access to my album, but not access to my photos. We can actually turn on the speaker. We can hear what's going on outside. Which sounds like maybe that's the kitchen, because our windows are open, so you can hear my wife in the kitchen. We can actually talk and actually use the microphone and talk out there, so that's kind of cool. We can take a video. We can take a video and actually save a video. It's recording 2 seconds, 3 seconds. I don't know if you can see that very well. Save to the album. And then we can also go to cloud versus the storage. So you can choose which way you want to actually see it. And if we get this off, let's see if I can get it off. I guess probably, there we go. So cloud video versus, and of course I don't really have a whole lot of anything on there yet because I just installed it. But it'll actually load up video clips as videos are actually saved to the device. So right now it's actually pretty good, 81% battery, so I'm not worried about it at all. That should get 100% by the end of the day with the solar panel, because we're still early morning. Let's hit the settings here. So memory card, cloud video, SD storage. Let's format the SD card so it's actually formatted right, and that way you can actually save to it, right? Even though I have it in there, I formatted it on my computer, but that's not going to actually do it justice. It also does support 4 gigs to 128 gigs. I have a 64 gig card in there. Image flip, nope, I don't have to do that, but if you mounted it upside down or something, then you could do that. Scene mode, normal. Backlight compensation, night vision, height. Yep, we're going to leave it as normal for now. Detection sensitivity, I'm going to actually push this down to medium, because high always just, the leaves flicking around gets me, gets a lot of notifications in the past at least. I don't know about this camera specifically. Arming setting, so it looks like you can actually set a date and time and change that so it's only armed on certain days. So if, oh no, I'm always home on the weekends, or I only want to go on the weekends or something, you can do that. Device alarm, looks like there's an internal alarm. Alright, I'm going to keep that off, I don't need that. Sleep delay, 15 seconds, I'll just keep that as standard for now. Power frequency 60 Hertz, if you are on 50 you can change that. LED indicator light, if you want the indicator lights off, it looks like you can do that in there. Synchronize time, let's go ahead and synchronize it to the phone just to make sure. Device name deck, I did that during setup, but you can obviously change that at any time. Then we can actually see the information here. Firmware update, let's do this. Do you want to update to the new firmware? Absolutely. So we're just going to let it do that. So that's the setup of the Ankway PTZ Wi-Fi solar power camera. So actually the firmware update just completed. That took maybe a minute or so, so that was pretty fast. So that's that. It does, like I said before, there is the USB extension for the solar panel if you want to mount the solar panel outside of, on top of the camera. Specifically if you're mounting it under an eave and there's just not going to be any solar there, or there's no way to mount the solar panel under the eave, obviously. They give you a decently length cable. Let's find out how long it is maybe, because that's, it is just a micro USB extension, which obviously I'm sure you could just buy on Amazon, but I bet that's a good 10 feet. I would say yes, it's about a 10-foot cable. So that's doubled up. Yep. Okay, so about 10 feet of extension. There is a micro USB to USB-A. This would be your charging cable. If you wanted to charge the camera away or inside before you mounted it, they recommended charging before first use. Technically, I'm charging it with the solar panel. So I'm just going to go with that, but they do give you that. That's probably something I'm never going to use. Like I said, again, for this extension cable, they do give this little sleeve here. Basically, once you plug the camera into it, it just locks it so it can't unplug. That's a smart thing to give. That's pretty awesome. And then the little template there for mounting that. They do give you a small screwdriver as well, in case you needed that. I didn't, but it does come with it. and then the drywall anchors in addition to the actual screws itself. So that is the Ankway PTZ full setup. By all means, if you have any questions or comments, post those below. You can also head over to techgooch.com and get a hold of me directly through the website. Share the video if you can. Give it a thumbs up. And subscribe to the channel. That way you get updates as we do more videos, because it's just a continuation. We just keep doing setup videos, and I love doing setup videos. That's probably my favorite category to do. I just love playing around with new things. It's just a lot of fun. So, again, any questions, comment below. techgooch.com to get a hold of me directly. Otherwise, thank you for watching here to the very end of the video, and we'll catch you back here on GeekSmart for another future review. Now, there will be a full review on this once I actually have some time to actually utilize it, see what I like, what I don't like about it. That's going to be on TechGooch. That will be a card or put it here at the end of the video, but also in the top of the description, I will put a link to that review video once it's posted. Until then, it'll just say coming soon. So if you check out the description, you'll know whether or not the review is finalized or not. Thank you again. We'll catch you back here on GeekSmart again. See you soon.